Click and Decide, create a dashboard with Google Chart. This presentation will explain how to configure Click and Decide Business Application Intelligence to build a query from an SQL database, and create a 3 elements dashboard, grid, pie and bar graph, and access it through your mobile device like an iPad or an Android system. This configuration can be replicated on any type of database, from SAP to SQL and Oracle, including iSeries. Run Builder program to access Graphic Request Builder. In the Builder, we create a new project that will hold our work. In the project, we start a new query. You can see the SQL database we can currently connect to. Others, like SQL, Oracle, and SAP, as well as user data models will be shown if available. From the table list, we select sales and salesman that we drag and drop in the graphic table pane. Click and Decide Builder is doing the join procedure automatically. In the Query tab, we can select the field we would like to work with, date, area, cell name and total. When we run the query we get the result in the result pane. We can format some values like currency for total. We can apply user criteria on the query, like on the date. Based on several operators, we ask the system to present to the user the list of value available. We can replicate this user criteria selection on the area. We save this query under the name, details. We create another query for the dashboard, to show the sales by area. We use the same tables, sales and cell name. We select the area and add a sum aggregation on the total. We change the header to total, and the format to currency. We can run the query for checking and save the result under the name, area. We create now a third query, with the same tables and field selection. We add a criteria on the area, to show the potential list of values, and also a criteria on the date. We save this query under the name, salesman. We can go back and edit a previous query, like in details, add also a criteria on salesman. When we run it, we can select some areas, and we get only the salesman on those areas. We close the query builder, we start the web portal, with 2 tabs on it. On the second tab, we open the branch, BAI demonstration, shared folder, Google Chart project, and we found our 3 queries. We take the details query, and select the fields. In the top icon list, I select the copy icon. From the list of copy possibilities, I select copy URL to Google Chart editable. We go back to the first tab of the browser and select Google Chart menu. We insert a Google Chart table. You can position and dimension this chart table on your dashboard, where you want. With a double click on the header, you can customize the chart, like here. Select a 5 lines pagination. With a click on the second icon of the header, the properties show up. You can paste the URL in memory, from the query, to the source URL properties. You can see the parameters of the SQL query sent by Google Chart to Click and Decide. You change the null of the date field parameter to ignore, to take by default all dates. You save it in your demonstration shared folder, and name it, My Dashboard. On the other tab of the browser, refresh the menu to load the new elements. In the menu frame, open BAI demonstration, shared folder, and click on the My Dashboard link. You get the result of the query, that you can view here on multiple pages. We decide now to add a chart on top of the grid view. We arrange the positioning of the grid, and insert a new Google Chart, pie chart view. We can arrange the properties of the chart, for example 3D view, large presentation. In the other tab, we select the area query. If we run it we can see the result and check if it matched the expected format to feed a pie chart. The answer is yes. We can copy the query for Google Chart editable. We can now paste the URL in the pie chart properties source URL. We can save it, reopen the dashboard link in the shared folder menu, and we have a nice result to show, with additional information on the mouse over. What will be nice is when you click in the pie, the northwest pie, you have in the grid only the northwest data. To do this, you open the pie Google Chart properties, and in the parameters property, you select the P area parameter, and you give the value of the selection to this parameter. And, in the update area property, you select the table to be updated. Save the Google Chart project, and refresh it again in the other browser tab. When you click on West Pi, you have only West in the table. Same if you click on Northwest Pi. You get only Northwest in the table below. Same for Central. We would like now to add our last graphic, for the salesman. We rearrange the graphs, and insert a Google Chart, bar chart type, that we add here. We select the salesman query in the web portal, check the result in HTML before the copy. In the query, we select the parameters we would like to work with, area and date, and we copy the URL for Google Chart editable. In the Google Chart browser tab, we edit the bar chart properties and pass the URL in the source URL. We update the date parameter from null to ignore, to take by default, all periods. We can now ask the dashboard to update at the same time, the table and the bar chart, from the pie area selection. To do so, we go back to the pie chart property, and we add, in the update list, our bar chart. We can save our dashboard project and open it from the menu shared folder link, in our web portal. You can see that the bar chart is complete with all salesmen, and, when you select the West Pi, the bar chart moves to present only the salesman from the West region. The table is also updated. Same changements occurs when you select Northwest. We can also give more power and drill down functionality to this dashboard. For example, when you select a salesman in the table, a sub-report will be automatically created and shown on the screen, with only the information from this salesman. From the dynamic report list, we select the demo multi-criteria report. The criteria salesman is available. If we test the report and select one salesman, when we run it, we have the detailed result from this salesman. We go back to the parameters, keep in memory the name selected to be replaced by a Google parameter, and we copy the URL to the clipboard, from the copy pop-up list. In the Google Chart browser tab, we edit the table properties and paste the URL to be launched in the execute URL property. We replace the selected name, in the URL, by ignore. In the Google Chart dashboard, we verified the column of our sales name. The sales name is in column 3. In the Google Chart browser tab, we edit the table properties and select the parameter sal name param, and say that this parameter will be fed by the column 3. We apply our new property configuration. As shown, it will execute the URL in the same windows, or, if you want, you can select new windows to show the report in a new window. For now we keep the same Windows parameter. If you want that the result is shown directly with no possibilities for the user to change the selected parameters, change the end of the URL from E=0 to E=1, and save this configuration. In our Google Chart dashboard, we refresh the dashboard and, when Northwest Pi is selected, then Joe Kramer sales name, an HTML detailed report for Joe Kramer in Northwest is shown directly on the screen. From the dashboard view, if you select the full screen icon, you'll get a view particularly well designed for mobile usage, in Apple iOS iPad, or Android's devices. Again, you can drill down by select a Pi, Northwest here, and a sales name, Robert Salta here, and you get immediately your result whatever IT device you are using, laptop or tablet computers. A lot more parameters can be configured, new charts, image backgrounds, automatic refresh of some charts and grid, button selection, and many more. Please visit our website www.clickndecide.com and test our online demo.